Hi guys, welcome to Puerto Madero in Buenos Aires. It's been a week since we last talked, so I'm going to catch you up on everything that's happened since then. I did take a weekend trip actually, but came back yesterday. So after I last talked to you guys, I walked around a bit more, walked to this place where they had the best media lunas or croissants in the city, I think, called Media Lunas del Abuelo. I've been checking out a lot of the old spots that I know from before, whatever's still around, because some things have closed, so a lot of reminiscing and going back to places I know. So I went there, and I actually also went to the residencia where I lived when I was studying here. So the other day prior, I had been by there, but I hadn't gone inside. So this time I did go inside, I checked it out. The building mostly looks the same, but it's been repainted, so it's really colorful now. I think it used to just be white and purple. Now it's really colorful. No one was there that I knew anymore except for the cat, which is pretty surprising. So it was really cool going back. I saw my old room. I saw this window, which used to be another old room because I studied there 2 summers that I used to have to climb through if I got locked out at night. So anyways, brought back lots of memories. And also for a few days I went and stayed with a friend of mine that I had made earlier in the trip from here, but actually couch surfed with him in Newquay, England. So hung out with him and stayed at his place for a few days. We did some traditional Argentinian stuff, such as drinking mate in the park. That's very common when people are just hanging out in the park drinking mate. And we also actually went over to the other friend that I met in Turkey from here. Went over to his place where he's staying, had an asado there, which is really delicious. So a lot of hanging out and exploring some more. Next day went to the Japanese garden and this other park called the Rosedal, which has a lot of roses and just really pretty parks. I had been to those before as well. So we're exploring these areas. There's also another area under the bridge that's really pretty. Like that whole area, there's just restaurants under this big bridge now. I think some of that was there before, but some of it has been added, I'm pretty sure. Also went to my favorite store from before, like clothing store, Ver. Bought a couple things there and went to my favorite Irish pub in the city called the Kilkenny, which is kind of downtown. Met up with my couch surfing host from before and went there. So again, a lot of that kind of exploring stuff and checking things out again. And then I ended up taking a weekend trip to Colón, which is in the Buenos Aires province, to visit another friend I made in the trip from there that I met in February in Ecuador. So again, visiting a lot of people and a lot that I've met along the way. So that was a really cool side trip. I went on Friday, came back yesterday, which is Monday. And it's a small town, like pretty much in the countryside. So basically the first night had an asado with his friends. They also have a brewery, so tried some of their beer. Then we went out to this bar, which is like the nicest one in the town, so they always go there pretty much, and had some drinks there. And then the next day walked around a bit, checked out like the main plaza area and walked around this lake and just kind of around the town. Did a lot of walking around the area. And then later went to his mother's birthday dinner, which was like literally a restaurant completely rented out for them because of course families here are so big and everyone lives close by. So I think there were 40 people or so. Had another asado then. Again, that's barbecue Argentinian style. So lots of meat. And then the next day, and then that night we actually went back to the borracheria, which is the bar we had been to the night before. And then the last day we went to his mom's home, had another asado with their family. So every day had an asado over the weekend. They're all really good though. So again, a lot of meat. And then after that we went to, it's called a jineteada, which is basically like, kind of like the rodeo, I guess. So in this one area in the countryside, they basically do this thing where the cowboys, or the gauchos as they call them here, will like mount these horses, and then pretty much what they're doing, they have like a leather whip, so they're pretty much like lashing around and the horse is trying to knock them off. Like you've probably seen or heard of elsewhere, but I think usually they do it with bulls, I want to say. Here they do it with horses, so the horses are like lifting up on their two legs and trying to knock them off, and they're trying to stay on. So it's interesting to see, although sad at the same time because I felt bad for the horses. There were a couple that fell off though, and kind of, at least one got kind of like however you say that, stampeded or whatever by the horse after he fell off. So anyways, interesting seeing like another part of the culture and everything. I had been to estancias before, but not quite seen that. So it was very different to see and experience. And everyone's dressed up in the typical gaucho wear. So they wear these boinas, they're called, which are these hats, kind of like the French hats, like the old style, and these pants and leather boots and different things like that. So anyways, that was the last day there. And then later on, some of his friends came over and had some pizza at the house and things like that. So anyways, it was a really nice weekend trip. Getting to see something different and more of the countryside and like a smaller town, a little bit slower pace and everything like that. And then I got back yesterday, and I'm now staying in Palermo at a friend's place, which is basically pretty much like the owner of the hostel that I used to work at. So it was really nice catching up with her last night. I'm sure we'll be doing lots more of that. And then today, I haven't done too much today, but the main thing I actually did was I got a tattoo, another one. Another thing that wasn't really planned, but I had been thinking about ever since I came here. And again, reliving all my love and experiences for Argentina and like all the memories. And anyways, just thinking about it. So I ended up doing basically the sun from the flag, the Argentina flag, on my upper back. Can't show you because anyways, it's on my back. But I did that. Then I bought a pair of jeans to replace the ones that are ripping right now, because if I keep going with these, they're probably gonna like entirely rip. So trying to replace them before that happens. There's already holes in them. And then right now, so I've just been walking around a bit since then. I'm back in Puerto Madero now. I'm gonna walk around here for a bit because I had only briefly stopped here when Amber was visiting. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. We'll be doing some more of the same as far as like checking out other neighborhoods and revisiting things this week. Oh, I bought a plane ticket finally for Sunday to Puerto Madero, which is in the northern part of Patagonia. It's a very beautiful area in the southern part of the country. On the coast, there's supposed to be a lot of animals, although it's a little bit off season, so we'll see what I see. But usually they'll have like whales there and penguins and stuff. So hopefully I get lucky and so I get to see some things. And then from there we'll see. But anyways, that's the plan as of now. Some things that I've learned along the way or remembered. So I found out Uber here is illegal, although you can still use it. Although I think I heard the other day that it's no longer illegal. I don't know, but apparently, well, here they would pay in cash, but then if you're a foreigner, you know, like our accounts are set up with credit card, and so a lot of times they don't like taking foreigners because basically they're not getting paid when it's through a credit card because it's illegal. So that was interesting. They have these free bikes here, which I thought was really cool. We have a lot of these bikes around the city that you can rent and pick up and drop off. And they're pretty much the same thing, but it's completely free. So I thought that was pretty awesome. What else? I learned that in the north they actually give 2 kisses, whereas as far as I know, the rest of the country only gives 1 kiss on the cheek, so that was different. Here they use a lot of re, everything, instead of like muy, which is very. There's a lot of different phrases and things they use here, among che and boludo, and using the sh instead of the y sound, like a lot of other Spanish-speaking countries. Let's see what else. I can't remember. I know there's some other things. Oh, side note, I forgot to mention when we first arrived too. Again, just people being nice and good experiences. Like as soon as we got in, after getting into the airport when I was with Amber, and went to that place, and then took a bus into the city, basically where we were staying. This guy ended up just like paying for both of our bus rides into Palermo. So again, really nice, always seeing people just reaching out and helping out and stuff like that. So Let me show you the sights, and if I think of anything else, I will let you know. If not, I will fill you in later. So this is Puerto Madero. Lots of restaurants here. It's a really nice part of the city. Actually, right across there is this place called Asia de Cuba, which is a restaurant slash club that I used to really love. Haven't made it back there yet, besides looking at it. There's a Puente de la Mujer, so it's pretty much called Women's Bridge. And a little bit more, Puerto Madero. Anyways, I think that's all for now. I know there's always little things that I'm forgetting, but I'll fill you in next time on whatever I remember. So I'll see you then. Bye.